Hello, everybody. Welcome to Abide Education with James and Jamie. We have had a bit of a sabbatical with a bit of a gap to start the year.
Cool.
Yes, slight gap. Um, Basically, it's just been really busy. Sure, it's the same with Jamie. Start of the year, they're getting easier, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, it's in all schools, it's absolutely manic at this time of year as everybody tries to get back to used to being in the classroom, I suppose. But yeah, it's back in the flow now, I think, ish, as much as you can be. And I'm sure there'll be a half term that will come up in a few weeks, and then I'm going to be straight back to square one.
Nice, nice. Yeah, so we thought we could try and make these shorter and sweeter.
Yep.
So we're not ranting on for 50 minutes, as the original plan was. Listen to us whilst you're walking your dog, which didn't seem to work. So, right, want to say thank you to Ector, who sponsor the channel, help us afford the buttons like we've just pressed that shows Ector sponsoring the channel, which is great. And what we wanted to talk about today was I know it as appointment slots, right? Because that was what the original Google one was, but Google have upgraded and updated their appointment slots, and it's now called
Appointment schedule.
There you go. Right, that's it. Perfect. Appointment schedule, and Jamie's going to demonstrate it and show how it works. And we use it for a myriad of things. We can have it as booking system for your devices in school, or yours. I think even your school, didn't they use it for the appointment slots for parents' evening ones?
Yes, we have in the past. It's revolutionary, really. It's 2 clicks and you're booked into something, and you can choose to add a Google Meet link, which means when they book the slot, they get a link that they click on when it's time for their parents' evening, and there comes up their teacher, which is really good during COVID. Touch wood, don't talk about it, but yeah, no, it was a really good thing to have. Of course, back then it was called appointment slots, but they have updated it recently with a few slightly different things, but it's much the same, really.
I noticed that I used your appointment system earlier today, so I booked something out, and I got an email back with meeting invite, so I could add it to my calendar, which was pretty good. So yeah, do you want to should we just crack on and just show everybody?
Yep. Okay. I will bring it up on the screen. Let's see that one. Perfect. Okay, so appointment schedules. All you have to do is in your classic Google page when you're on your home screen. Once you've signed into your Google account, all you want to do is go to the 9 dots and go to calendar, which is.
You need to go back up.
I know it is. I've gone past it. It was normally on the left-hand side, but it's obviously moved. And then it brings you to your classic Google Calendar. Now, this one's blank because I haven't made any appointment schedules and I don't have any really calendars using this one because it's our demo for the Chrome Classroom. But to create an appointment schedule, it is very, very easy to do. All you have to do is go over to Create, and then you'll see lots of options. Your classic event, focus time, out of office, working location, task, like you would add anything to a normal calendar. But then down at the bottom, you have the option to select appointment schedule. Now, up comes a basic appointment schedule that will talk about it will just give you a random assignment of different times. Now, what you want to do to start off with, you want to give it a title. So, for example, in our school, we use Chromebooks. Other schools use iPads. You might use Windows PCs. So let's just call it a computer booking, which gives you the option to call it anything you like. It allows you to assign anything to be able to be booked. You might want to use it for rooms in your school, but the ideas are endless, really. And then underneath, you can select how long you want these things to be able to be booked for. In our school, we go for the hour slot because that's kind of how long you would have for a lesson, maybe using the PCs. And then once you've done that, you'll notice over here, when I change the amount of time that the slots have. It also changes the size of the booking. Okay, so it automatically updates to all of the days that you want it to be available on. Now, down here, you can also assign your working hours. Okay, so some schools start at different times. I know that we have a breakfast club that starts at 8:30. So I know on our booking system, we've put in 8:30. And then at the end of the school day, the last booking you've got to remember is an hour before the end of your school day. So I'm going to put in 2 o'clock, because that's probably when you're going to change over mid-afternoon for your second lesson of the afternoon. And then all you have to do over here is you can copy the time to all. So it's the same for all of the days, which is then really useful to use. Now, I like to also use different times on these, but for the sake of the demonstration, you can keep all of the time periods the same. And then down here, you have the option of a scheduling window. Now, all this is telling you how far in advance they can book and the maximum time and the minimum time. It's very simple. What I've done in my school is turn this down to 0 for the minimum time before, because as teachers and as professionals, we can't quite often leave it till the last minute. I'm trying to book something 4 hours before and we've forgotten, and then we can't get access to the Chromebooks because we haven't booked them and we haven't got access to the code and whatnot, and all of the hoo-ha that you get in a school when things go wrong. So I like to set that to 0, and then 60 days is probably enough. That's about a term. So yeah, I would leave it at that. Okay, you can also change the dates availability and all of that, and the available now. And then you can also select not to repeat weekly. So if you want it just on 1 week, but I like to have it repeat weekly, and then it will just go on forever.
And Jamie, with the repeat bookings,
yeah,
I would imagine you would just work the daily schedule around those gaps, would you?
In what sense?
So somebody has them out every morning on a Monday.
Yeah.
So you would just do it for the afternoon.
Oh, as in if somebody block books them for the mornings
every Monday, all year. Is there a way of doing that?
Here is you can edit on the Monday here. So, for example, if you know that somebody's going to use them every single Monday morning for the rest of the year, you might then put in 12, not AM, because that would be ridiculous to be at school at that time. You might put 12 PM, and then you'll see that the booking will update. Okay, so you can either completely remove it, or you can put a block booking onto the system. I prefer to put a block booking so people actually know that I'm using them, rather than just removing the ability to book. But you can do that if you want. Once something is booked, you can't really overlay somebody else, which is quite useful. And the one thing about this is that it will change that for every single week forever. So if your timetable changes, you'll then have to go back in and edit your entire booking form rather than just cancel a booking. So I'm going to leave it at 8:30 AM.
Is that your OCD just not allowing you to have that gap there? Is that what that is?
No, it's got to be all uniform. You know me, right? And then I can change the color. I mean, if you're really that bothered, you can have it pink, or you can add a label to change the different colors and all of that. But to be honest, I don't really care what color it is. It can be any color I like. I particularly like this blue because that's the color of our school logo. So that's what I normally go for. And then I click next down here. Okay, and then you can choose some different booking page photos and names. So, for example, if you want to display this on a intranet or your class or your login page for your teachers or your professionals, you can change
website
on here. Because what were you saying?
I was going to say, so the school intranet, but you could also go on your school website. So
yeah, on the school website, anywhere that you have abilities to embed something, this can go.
But it is its own web page as well. It's its
own. Yeah,
own.
so it can be accessed on anybody's Google Calendar that's in your domain, and you can also extend it to people outside if you want. You just send them an invite link like you would with a Google Meet. Location and conferencing, if you want to use Google Meet and that kind of thing, you can use that there. You can give it a description. It's kind of self-explanatory. It's a booking page. If you really want to put in a bit more about it, so maybe you want to say, please don't book en masse, or be considerate of your other colleagues, you can do. And then down here, a really important thing is what you want to request from the people booking. I like to request first name and email address, but you can add different things here. So you might want to do phone, and then you can do a custom item and ask them to input it. So maybe you want to put the classroom that the PCs have gone to, or the amount of PCs they've taken, different things. It can be completely up to you, but you don't have to do that. You can also require email verification. So if you want to make sure that it's people on your domain using it, you can, but that's fine. And you can also send them an email reminder once they've booked it, or however far in advance, and all the classic things, but you don't have to do that at all. And then all you have to do is click save. And then once you've done that, you will notice down here, there are different booking slots on my calendar, and they will show up for the next forever weeks, because I extended it forever. Okay, so I can go back and for example, okay, I've got a geography lesson in a couple of weeks' time, and I want to book out the PCs. All I have to do is click on the computing booking at the top, and then click open booking page, which will bring me to this nice booking page here. Okay, and as you can see,
the URL, Jamie, that's the URL that you share with everyone. That yes, bit at the top.
That booking page. So you don't share the actual calendar; you share the URL of the booking page. Okay, because they won't be able to book anything on the calendar. Thanks for reminding me of that. Otherwise, I would have forgotten. But it's this URL here that you want to share, or you want to embed somewhere. Okay, because you want them to be embedded to the booking page. And as you can see, all of my pre-designed slots are here. There isn't a massive gap on a Monday if we look to next week, because Mr. Mir didn't make me get rid of it. So, okay, here I am. I'm on Wednesday, and I know my geography lesson is going to be at 9:30 in the morning. Okay, maybe I'm just doing a bit of geography in the morning because I like a bit of a change from the classic English. And I click on the appointment slot, and then all I have to do is type in my name. So I might type in James, last name. Okay, so maybe Ectia coming into my school to steal all of our Chromebooks. So just so I know where they've all gone. And then the email address is auto-filled because I'm signed into my Google account, which is really useful. And then all I have to do is click book. And then it will confirm the booking. It will send me an email. If you want to change it, you can cancel it. And then if we look at the updated booking form, 9:30 is now no longer available. And once somebody's booked it, that booking will vanish. So there's no chance of it overlapping. I know there's booking systems I've used in the past that you can double book things, and there's constant overlap, and people have said they've booked it and then they haven't, and it's all crazy. But this is really good. Once you've booked it, it is gone. And if you want to cancel it, you just go to the confirmation email that you receive and you cancel your booking, and then that 9:30 will show up again, available to everybody. And that is about it, really. The share.
Yeah, I was going to look at the share.
So these are the links that you might put into your intranet. So I know, for example, we have made a intranet for Byte of Education, which I will just quickly pull up, as we haven't got thousands of things in our Google Drive, so it doesn't take me forever to find. And here is my Google Sites page that's just loading up now. And I've got my different page. Now, I don't want you to show me. Leave me alone. And it is loading in very slowly. And I've got my different pages here. I might want to embed a page that says calendar, and click done. And then I might insert, go to embedded, and then I go back to the computing booking here. I get the website embedded here. Okay, so I want a single booking page, computer button, book appointment, or an inline booking page. So the inline booking page is when you show the entire booking on your website, and then you've got a button here that will show on your website, and it will look like this. I think I want the entire embedded thing, so I just copy this code. Oh, I don't copy the embedded code because that'll just that'll mess everything up. And then I copy it. I could have just clicked copy code. I'm obviously very tired. And I go back to here, and then embedded code and paste. And then I click next, and then it will give me a preview of what it might look like. There's the booking, and then I click insert. Okay, and then I can make it as big as I want onto my intranet, and then all of the bookings are there, embedded, ready for people to use them. And then I just publish. I publish my intranet, and that is as simple as that. So if you've made an intranet for your school and you want to use your calendar and make it available to people in school, and then all they have to do is the same. They can then book from your embedded web page. And it is a great resource. It's a great thing to have in your classroom, great thing to have available to your staff and to your children to book things out. And it's very, very easy to use. And that's about it. Anything you want to add, Mr. Mir?
Yeah, so really quickly, Jamie, that was brilliant. Very happy. Very nice stuff. I've got a kind of vision of what I want the booking system to be. Is okay, Jamie's disappeared. We'll give him a chance to come back in. But what I want the booking system to be from an administration point of view is I want to see that I want to be able to keep track of how let me just bring Jamie back in.
It kicks me out.
Yeah,
it's my new
so
mouse.
I'm saying that, yeah. So the administration point of view, I want to be able to see how often staff are taking up the options of using the devices. So if you've got someone like you, Jamie, who's stealing all the devices and no one else gets a look in, we can have a conversation with you. We can also see the fact that you use them that much. How's that affecting your results and your attainment? Then if you flip the coin the other side and you think, hold on, somebody hasn't used them hardly at all. Do they need some support? How's that affecting the children? How's their learning coming along? So that's kind of really the way I want to look at it and start extrapolating that data out. But no, really good. I wanted to do a nice, quick. I want these to be firing now and being really quick. And tell me what you think, guys, because I definitely love the fact that you can create this booking system. You can create multiple ones. So
yeah, anything.
For any resource that you want to be able to timetable, for people to be able to, just select as and when they want, just create as many as you want, and you can just embed them. You can share them out as a link. You can, invite parents via your learning environment of whatever you want. You can attach the URL to a QR code, so you can have that up in your reception, so they can scan it and book their parents' evening slots. There's so many ramifications about how you can use this, but really quick, really simple, and Jamie's created it there in 5 minutes with 12 minutes of waffling around by me. So I hope that was good for everybody, and have a good evening, and thank you, Jamie.
No problem.
See you all.